Hey everyone, what's up? It's Babylonius from WalkingTheWind.com here with another video commentary guide, or as I'm going to start calling it, Let's Watch Babs Do Things Wrong. So this is Heroic Spellblade. She's typically the fourth boss. I always call her she. Aluriel just sounds like a woman's name to me, but I believe it is a male. But he is typically the fourth boss following Trilliax. You can technically skip him, but he just kind of walks in a circle, so he's not easy to skip. So let's get down to it. So as you can see, I started to build up my hit combo a little bit before the fight, although I am cutting it a little bit close in terms of the timing with my chi wave. But Spellblade is really one of the first fights where a Windwalker can use a lot of its strengths. You can start the fight with your normal opener, not a big deal. The big part of the fight is going to be the animated. For a Windwalker, at least, it's going to be the animated sections. When Spellblade animates the debuffs that she puts on people and the void zones on the ground that are left. And I may have just called it Spellblade a she again. So if I call her she, just whatever. It's a video game. Half you guys out there are playing female characters anyway, so get over it. So, like I said, there's really not much going on. The icy debuff really should never make it into melee if your ranger doing it correctly. So you want to stay close to the boss to minimize the chance that it does go on range or on you and other melee. You can save both of your stacks of Storm, Earth, and Fire if you wish. At this moment, I used one with the opener. It really depends a lot on your raid and how long the fight is going to go. You want to try and minimize the chance of animated coming up with you having no stacks of Storm, Earth, and Fire. So it really depends on how your raid does everything else. Typically, the Mark of the Frost goes down and then they are animated. The ads should be gathered up on the boss. This is a great time to use Mark of the Spinning Crane. Storm, Earth, and Fire. And definitely should be very close to cleaving with things like Spinning Crane Kick, Fists of Fury, and Whirling Dragon Punch, Strike of the Windlord, stuff like that. So it should be relatively easy with roll and with Tiger's Lust and stuff like that to stay in the ice. You do not want to hit the other side of the ice and get frozen, as some of my raid members did. But typically they should be grouped up enough that you're going to want to prioritize using Whirling Dragon Punch and Fists of Fury. That part that just went out with the red lines, it's a very good time to use your Touch of Karma. There's a lot of times that you could very easily use Touch of Karma. You can pop Touch of Karma and stand in front of the boss when he uses Annihilate. Just be careful that you're not taking additional damage after Annihilate is over, or after your Touch of Karma is over, especially on Mythic. It can eat up through a Touch of Karma pretty easily. But in general, you're just kind of waiting for the next animate to come out. The fire ones do not move. So you're going to want to use a little bit more Spinning Crane Kick to hit as much ads as possible. Get your Storm, Earth, and Fire spirits out there casting. As you can see, the Storm, Earth, and Fire spirit on the left got the Spellblade and then was too far away to hit the other fire ads, so you do want to kind of be wary of where your Storm, Earth, and Fire spirits are at a time. This is also another fight, since there is movement away from the boss, that you can use Transcendence to get back quickly. I don't do that because I always forget that ability exists. But in between the ad phases, you're just kind of single targeting the boss, saving up your cooldowns. On the ice and the arcane ad phases, it is a time that you can somewhat save your Fist of Fury cooldown so that it's up right when they come up. You can get a couple extra stacks of Transfer the Power as well, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in my Mythic commentary where I do that quite obviously. But you can save, as you can see, animatives coming out, so I stupidly use Fist of Fury right there, but it's another time where you can run in. This is a great time, especially. They tend to be grouped up. This is a really good time for Spinning Crane Kick and Whirling Dragon Punch, and maximizing just a lot of damage out on the ads and stuff like that. So Windwalker is very good at blowing up the ads, so really try to utilize that aspect of our spec. As you can see, an ad got pretty far away. I don't know why it was over there, but it was, so we had to go out and get it. And again, Transcendence would have gotten me back to the boss much faster, but I didn't do so. And then after the Arcane phase, it's just kind of repeat. The Arcane phase tends to be the fastest burn phase, so you definitely want to make sure that you're using a potion there, that you have Storm, Earth, and Fire available. Most groups will Bloodlust during that time to try and burn down those Arcane ads, because there's a lot of them. And if you can't get them down, it can very easily wipe your raid. So it pretty much just repeats from the beginning with Mark of Frost coming out, and the fight starts over. So as you can see, the Mark of Frost is down, Animate is coming up. I'm going to save I should be saving my Storm, Earth, and Fire for when they're animated and brought onto the boss, which they should be now. So I guess we weren't bringing them onto the boss at this time, or bringing the boss over to them. So this is a good time. They are very close, so Fist of Fury is very useful. Whirling Dragon Punch does pop you up in the air, so you don't move back far. Transcendence, like I said, roll. As you can see, I allowed myself to get tossed backwards. I was moving backwards when Whirling Dragon Punch popped me up, so I did get tossed backwards, which is bad. Dropped hit combo there because I suck. But really, it's just, finish the boss. Like I said, there's a lot of times that you can use Touch of Karma. Just make sure that you're using it at a time that you're not going to need it a couple seconds later. There's a reasonable amount of damage going out, especially during the ad phases, so it's very easy to use Touch of Karma then, as well as Diffuse Magic, Transcendence to not get knocked back and stuff like that. So that was Spellblade Aluriel. I'll pause it right there. Hopefully this answers more questions than it creates. If you like this video and other videos that I provide, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how I'm doing, what else I can do better or do less in the future. You can also follow me on Twitter at Babylonius Monk. You can check out my website, walkingthewind.com. Chat me up on Discord if you have any questions. And if you do like all the other content that I provide, like my podcast, website, spreadsheet, stuff like that, then please support me through Patreon and PayPal. Keep me doing all this stuff and providing all these resources for the Windwalker community. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, I will see you later.